Okay, I guess we can save Tails now. He's waited long enough.
For real, for real.
For real, for real.
Sonic's out of his costume.
Oh, yeah. Those don't transfer to all the cutscenes, I guess, huh?
No.
They have to show the digital distortion that, well, goes away in game anyway.
He never stops. Clarification.
Huh.
He never gives up.
The spatial anomaly that affected us seems to have left me in a digitized state. But those same energies are manifesting into some worrisome...
There's an implication here that Sonic doesn't understand these words.
Sure are words you said just now.
Or is he just trying to downplay it? Like,
I think he's downplaying it, and he's like, hey, whoa, don't worry. If you take it literally, he's like, what does manifesting mean?
Oh, it's build up for Sonic Prime. They're making him stupid now.
Oh,
right.
Everyone's like, Sonic wouldn't act like this. It's like, oh, yes, he would.
Let's focus on...
In the 8 episodes season 1 that will someday have a follow-up.
Chaos Emeralds.
Right. When's that happening? Like tomorrow?
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
No.
Prime is so weird. They released 8 episodes and then nothing for months. It's like, what?
and then they're gonna release the next 8 episodes, and then months later they're gonna release the final 8 episodes.
Right. And then
For
that will
full
be the end of
transparency,
Prime.
when those were coming out, we were like, yeah, we should record something talking about Prime. It kind of fell to the wayside, here nor there. But in my head, I was like, you know, what is there to say? We should let more of the season come out and talk about it. So this works out anyway. I didn't think we'd be waiting this long.
Well, I was expecting, just because of how Netflix handles their series, is just being like, yeah, like it's very, very on brand of just being like, oh, we're splitting up the one season into 4 seasons. So it's like, yeah, it's just all, it's just the cheating of the system for,
Hate it.
yeah.
Hate it. I don't remember anything that even happened in that show now, so I guess it'll work for them because I'll have to rewatch some of the first 8 episodes to remember, like, oh yeah, that's happening.
It's also because you can tell it's like, it was clearly not intended to be just 8 episodes, because though that 8th episode kind of ends on a very like, they kind of like artificially make a little like kind of mid-season ending for that, when it's like, oh, like the rest of the episode just kind of like feels like its own separate thing. It's like, yeah, it's like that was clearly not Wild Brain's intention.
I mean,
Was the 8th episode when evil Amy chases them into the pirate world? Was that what's
they
going
are in
on?
the pirate
Yeah.
world, and then they find
Yeah.
a piece of the Paradox Prison. I wouldn't say that they tag that ending on. I think that's always how the episode was meant to end. They all kind of have weird cliffhangers that don't matter. It just so happened that it ended in space and you died.
Ouch.
Where's that death counter?
Whoa.
He's fucking back again.
Oh, yeah, Prime's weird.
Oh, wait.
Chris!
Look,
That's a one-hit kill as well, which is like...
this part was a little short. Like, I needed to pad it out, okay?
And
Don't
and
worry
yeah, and
about it.
also just the, at least currently at the moment, the idea of Prime being canon, that just feels like because it's like, yeah, it's like so much of Prime is just like, yeah, if it's just its own separate thing, that like taking cues from other Sonic stuff, like, yeah, that clearly makes sense. But then it's like, oh no, this actually takes place at some point in the main canon. It's like, but why though? Like, why? Well, what's the point of doing that?
I think they're lying. I don't think it's game canon. I think that's a lie. It's a lie. What I'm saying is it's a lie.
Either they're lying or they're just saying this conveniently right now to bring in the 0.001% of Sonic fans that care about canon, us included, apparently. Because it's so easy to just come back later and say, "Oh, it's not canon anymore." It's like someone at some point, I think maybe a showrunner said, "Oh, it takes place at the very end. This is like the most recent Sonic happening." I'm getting choked up just thinking about it. It makes me so angry. But it's very easy to take that afterward and be like, "Oh, it's not canon. It never mattered."
Right. Sega didn't say it, and Ian said, "I'm not going to comment on it until it's all out."
I won't comment on the princess.
No. Instead, people just ask him, "Hey, is the comic still canon?" And he goes, "Yeah, sure it is." And I'm like,
Yeah, and I'm
Are
like,
you sure about
"Yeah,
that?"
Not really.
It always is, except when it's not, but usually when it is.
usually when it is. I think
And now we have is the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog canon. And it's like,
It's the most recent event.
Yeah, but it sure does kind of down.
Don't worry about it.
If it didn't have Sage at the end, spoilers. Oh, spoilers for Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Way to go, David.
Why does his costume show up in this cutscene, but not the last one?
Probably the digital effect stuff.
He didn't have time to take it off.
Yeah. He just takes it off.
Yeah.
I guess it's the digital corruption thing.
Well,
Yeah, I
but
guess
right,
that
because
would
when
be
he freed Tails, he's like, I don't want to freak out my little bro. I need to make sure I don't look like a freaky monster hunter man.
I don't look like a rusty Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh,
He's never even played Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
right. I bet Sonic. What is it? What do you get when you stab a rusty nail? There goes Sonic. He died.
It feels like that. I can tell you when you stab a rusty nail. It feels a lot like that.
I was like, is it something that starts with a T?
It does start with a T. What the fuck is it?
Oh, tinnitus? Yeah.
No,
That's what I was gonna say, but I'm like, that's about hearing.
that's not it.
Tinnitus?
Oh, it's Tails.
Yeah, that's what starts with T.
Yeah.
I should be
Tetanus?
Mr. FTCR, by the way.
Tetanus.
Right.
Yes.
Right,
If
Sonic.
you go to the playlist tab on FTCR, we did play through the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. So if you wanted to see us acknowledge the existence of that, that's up on the channel.
Yeah.
With the best
Now
voice
back to your
actor.
scheduled programming.
With the best voice acting.
Yes, Sega contracted some great talent for that one.
Right, I feel.
Can make some answers.
But yeah, see, when it comes to Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, you see Sage at the end, and Eggman is just Eggman, and I feel like I kind of just downplay where things were left off at the end of this game. Feels like there should be something else that happens instead of just a train. So
Yeah.
if Sage wasn't there, you could go, oh, it's in between these two, which would be fine.
Although at least I could buy of just being like, oh, this train is just like a weird kind of like goofy thing that is just like, oh, it's just something that was going on in the background. It's like, oh, now it's going on. Or it's like, okay, I'll take advantage of it. Like it feels much more like I feel like in line with like I could buy Eggman going from Frontiers to just doing that of like, oh, it's just a thing. Like a few months later, just being like, oh, I'm just gonna fuck with him like this.
Unless it actually takes place after the next game, and then maybe. That's why
the
I
super
haven't put
future.
it. I haven't put it on the timeline yet. I don't know.
That was a thing.
I mean, did someone come out and say it's canon?
Whatever
I just thought it was a fun thing.
The game itself is like, oh, this wasn't 100%. This wasn't signed off,
Find the emeralds.
but headcanon, right? So it
Then the Steam description has the classic "everything is canon" tagline, which usually means "don't think about this one too hard."
right. So I think it is supposed to be like, oh,
Because like
yeah.
I don't want to make this pointed, David, but I think Big Fishing Adventure 3 also had the "everything is canon"
No, I think
associated
that
at some point.
that's real canon actually.
Oh, right.
It just isn't out yet.
It's fortunate that the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog exists. It's unfortunate given the timing of Sonic Frontiers is what is the reality of Sage's situation
Yeah, it just
for her to be at the end of that game.
I feel like you should have waited. Like, you shouldn't put her there. It's cute, it's fun, but if you want it to
We
be
love
like proper
Sage.
canon,
Like
I'd
yeah,
rather-
they wanted to do that. It was basically they wanted to do that drawing. So okay,
they wanted
okay,
to do.
yeah. Remember this.
Credits,
This
go on.
will be important later.
Nah, this is a fun side thing. Don't worry about it, Stefan.
I love
Right.
you, Garuga.
Right. This is based on that game. It's called 1492. I mean, it's
Oh.
1942.
This is
2048?
2048. This is based on Cybernick 2077.
that poster on the retro forums.
This is
I don't
based
want, I don't want to
on.
alarm our viewing audience, but we have shot 2048 Pilled Stephen since the last recording.
Oh,
so
right.
He has played it.
That kind of looks like the logo of.
I got 2048.
Yo!
Whoa!
Better just in time for us to clear the mission.
Yeah. That was
I literally did just now get 2048.
there.
See?
Oh, are you gonna watch an ad so you can double your points?
I am. 18 seconds
Ooh,
remaining.
what's the ad of?
Wow.
Temu?
Laser.
TEMU?
Oh.
It's a good thing that Death Egg robot crashed there.
That's very convenient.
How else would we have gotten to that island?
It's also very convenient that nobody was standing there and died.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Now you can go underground. We're going deeper underground.
Whoa.
Yep, it revealed a subterranean pathway. Be careful though. Whatever took out that super badnik might still be lurking around.
Is the
That. Thanks, buddy. I'll see you later.
implication that Knight took out the Death Egg robo?
I assume so.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what else would have taken it out. Like, at least what they're talking
Yeah.
about.
Because until that line, I was perfectly happy to just think like, oh, it just happened to be there and decommissioned when they won in forces, right? Or something like that. Like it was exploring the Starfall Islands while Eggman's forces plan was unfolding or whatever. But then Tails says that, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's entirely the truth. But I was like,
Well, yeah, I didn't assume. I didn't assume that was literally there from forces. I just assumed Eggman brought that along, like when. I just assumed Eggman brought it along when he was like looking at the Starfall Islands, like the few weeks before the start of this game, and then maybe when Eggman gets sucked into the thing, that's when Knight takes it out.
All right, no one's there
Picked a
to
really
give it orders.
immobile. Picked a really immobile thing to bring to this island. Then look at the temple. It's cool.
Whoa. Those are subtle details.
Those details are repeated though, so you just only have to look at one part of it.
Yeah.
I wonder
Don't worry about it.
what they mean.
Zap.
Still waiting to know what Zap means.
Wave 3, let me tell you. I've heard some things, and you're gonna know some things when Wave 3 hits.
What?
No, it's gonna be the next game is gonna keep showing the next game is gonna keep showing Zap, and they still aren't gonna explain it, and then they're gonna do the third game, and it's like this has been the Zap trilogy this entire time.
Oh,
They're gonna do that.
okay.
That's what's gonna happen.
Maybe it's just a symbol that represents Sonic's dad.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I can accept that.
What were you gonna say?
kinda
I
hope they-
interrupted you with my dumb joke.
How dare you? I kind of hope they just don't explain it at this point, because it feels like one of those things that, like, what explanation are they going to give for that that'll make you be like, oh, cool, you know? Like, update 3 will hit, and they'll be like, it represents the hope of the Coco and their perseverance through all their oppression from the end. It's like, no, I don't. What explanation works here, you know?
What if
Maybe it can be like Infinite's shoe logo, where that was presented during marketing as if it might mean something and then just never did.
Although at least Infinite's shoe logo is like, oh, it's like it's an Infinite sign. Like it's clear. It's like Shadow's like logo in Shadow the Hedgehog. It's like those are clearly just character defining logos. It's not like like with Zap. It's like, especially because that was literally like in the beginning, like before the game even had a title and had like this whole mystery of, oh, what does it mean? But yeah, I think Zap is different than those other.
It's the Coco symbol in the same way, or the ancient symbol.
maybe it's like their version of McDonald's?
Maybe it's their version of McDonald's. Maybe it's what their species is called in their language.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was thinking of, being like, oh, that's the ancients like language, and maybe we end up being like because I'm thinking like, if for future games, it's like I doubt we're gonna go back to the Starfall Islands, or I mean maybe we could, like, but I feel like they would want to try doing like Frontiers gameplay in like a new environment, so maybe it'll be something like, oh, we found another place that the ancients like lived in, and then we learn more about the ancients from there. And like that's
Turns out they lived in Green Hill Zone.
Speaking of what we're gonna see, like what area we're gonna see next game, didn't Kishimoto say that there's like he doesn't want there to be boost in the next game? And that's the thing he said, right?
He's been cooking on Twitter. He's been saying a lot of stuff. I think that was something he said.
He's eventually going to tell us the whole next game on Twitter.
If he just keeps tweeting, we'll know everything we need to know next time.
I'd be okay with that. If he's just like, hey guys, here's an open alpha. Tell me what you think. And he just takes...
I guess what I'm curious about, obviously we're losing some things in translation with Google Translate on his tweets, right? I wonder if he means the boost as it is in this game, which is, you know, kind of a dash button called a boost, right? It's not like the traditional Sonic boost. Or if he just means we're moving away from that entirely as an idea. Like there won't be a button push or a trigger pull to go fast. I wonder what he means, basically.
Like,
Yeah, I'm good.
yeah, maybe it's like a thing of like there's gonna be places in the game that you don't need like the boost. Like, say for example, if there's like say a city place that you go to and explore that you wouldn't need to boost in,
Like a square of some sort, like a town square, or like a station square.
It's not going to happen.
No, it's HT Sonic Adventure.
It's at
Real.
real.
I believe, damn it.
They're just gonna dump the Sonic Adventure fields in this game and do no programming to make them work. They're just gonna be there.
Honestly?
Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm into this.
Yeah.
Hold up.
I mean, I have people like vice versa modded SA1 Sonic into here and then modded Frontier Sonic into SA1, the SA1 hub worlds. I think that'd be funny to see.
Oh man, look at that big old
I've seen
hole.
I've seen someone putting Mystic Ruins in a Frontiers.
I did see that.
Not
about
sure
yeah.
where that's at. Yeah, it's getting there. Give it time. Chaos Emerald.
They could get rid of the minecart and Sonic can just run through a tunnel and go to the other side, full loading.
That'd be neat.
Yeah.
I was just thinking like the same thing for the train track. Like, fuck the train. Let's just run on the track. Let's just go from Station Square to Mystic Ruins.
As one
The
whole
train tunnel will be
yeah.
fun to run through, right?
That'd be that'd be amazing.
Oops. Speaking of Sonic Adventure, David,
Yes.
you mentioned something off mic in between part recordings from now last week's recording, and I wanted to hear, as someone who was like 4 and 5 years old at the time, you mentioned that your first online Sonic game you anticipated was Sonic Adventure, and you didn't get to mention it last part. I want to hear all about it.
You wanna
'cause that's the time I wish I would have been online for it.
You wanna live vicariously.
Yes, because for me, Sonic Adventure appeared under a Christmas tree, and it was
Right, it just
a
magically
life-changing
appeared.
thing.
Well, right.
It was something like I didn't even have the concept of sequels as a kid. Like I walked into Circuit City and there was a thing called Sonic Adventure 2 on a demo kiosk, and I was like, "What?
Oh, they made one.
What the fuck?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah."
Right. Because
So let me live through you.
all right. Yeah. Because before Sonic Adventure, the only way you knew things were really happening was magazines. So, and even then, that was not like I could always get them. But I remember being locked and loaded on the internet in 1998 and just trying. So I was still in that post "Where's Sonic Extreme" era. Like, it's coming, right? I swear it's gonna come out. Didn't come out. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty exciting era because there was so much nothing before that, right? Like you had Archie and you had Fleetway and you had people kind of like talking to each other. Oh man, what's a 3D Sonic going to be? And it was all just, it was 98% pure excitement. The early leaks, like the rumblings, hey, they're working on a Sonic game. The reports on, hey, I think some footage was shown somewhere. Fuzzy screenshots, leaked screenshots. You know, the first batch of Sonic Adventure screenshots that were meant to be released, those came out a few days early. And people were like, are those real? I don't know if those are real. Oh, wait, is that a screenshot from Godzilla? A Godzilla game? Because everyone thought Perfect Chaos was a Godzilla monster. He wasn't.
Oh,
You know that now.
Biolante or whatever.
Yeah, but I. Right, yeah, and there's that. There was a screenshot, and people thought it was actually from a motorcycle game, even though the person who put it up said, "No, this is Sonic." They mistook modern Sonic for a motorcycle. Very good,
Huh.
but yeah, it was that. I remember staying up till 4 a.m. to watch the Tokyo International Forum show because they streamed it online on Real Player. And I was like, I need to watch this. And so I stayed awake and I watched it. It was small and fuzzy and it was all in Japanese and I didn't understand a single word. But man, oh man, it was the most exciting thing in the world because it was 3D Sonic. And like, you didn't need to know what they were saying. You saw Sonic. You saw him in Speed Highway. You saw him in Red Mountain. You saw him in Beta Windy Valley, which was just Windy Valley. It didn't matter.
You saw a guy dressed like Kiryu from Yakuza scream Yuji Naka, and then Yuji Naka appear from an exploding globe or something. as
Yeah,
rock
he
music
exploded
played.
out of an egg, and it was like, whoa, there he is. That's Yuji Naka.
He's like a Chow. Holy shit! What's a Chow?
He was the first Chow. I don't know why they removed him from the game. But yeah, it was
he's a direct descendant from the ancients.
right.
I see.
But like every forum, Usenet, everyone was like, "This looks like the greatest thing in the world. I cannot wait. This is going to change everything. Sonic is back. Sonic is cool." Except there were like 2 people who went, "Well, he's got green eyes. I don't know about that."
Patient Zero.
Patient Zero. Right. The guy who created Sonic Roboblast 2, AJ Frida,
Oh.
he had a website called Segasonic.net, which he had to sell. The canon is complete. Oh man, there's a timeline.
It's done. The canon's finished. Sonic Prime's right on the tip of it.
Right. I'm like, oh, should I shut up for this cutscene? I don't know.
I mean, their hero didn't show, David. I think you're fine.
Okay, right. So AJ Frida, who
Oh,
helped create.
Infinite. Wait, hold up.
One wrong turn and I fall.
Tails was pathetic. Okay, I think
They
that's all we
said
need to
that
say. We're fine.
thing.
He referenced forces.
Listen to me.
Canon. He's like, the canon is complete.
So don't give up.
The
Forces
pocket
is
universe
part of
is
it.
dead.
Ever since that other dimension version of you left, I felt okay.
Worried, Tails. Wanna talk?
Sonic is.
Not right now. Let's just focus on finding the emerald.
Yeah. Let's focus on finding them.
All right.
I like that he offers some support to Tails, right?
Yeah.
Kind of nice.
Hey,
I hated it.
almost done here. Can we take our friend and-
I didn't
Right.
hate it.
So
It's like, I know he's kidding, but I kind of want to hear
You
him
got
out.
You gotta say it. You have to say it.
Gotta be one person. He's like, all right.
mhm.
Bye, Sonic.
Bye.
Ah,
Ah! Oh my god, a ghost!
Miles per hour.
Ghost?
Most of your life.
Well, I think it's technically 1 year or less.
And imprisonment within cyberspace. The defeat of the Ancients' Titans. Do you trust how he is handling it?
If I told you that cyberspace corruption was manifesting in your body, would you shoot me down or would you just hear me out?
He isn't perfect.
My words aren't too big.
Right.
Over and over again. I know he'll say
Look, Sonic's done this a few times.
You're saying you have
Yeah, I have faith in him. He runs like the wind.
matter of faith. I've got a lifetime of data to back up
A
my
lifetime of
A
data.
lifetime.
loyalty.
Or
10 terabytes of selfies.
I can appreciate that.
I have a lifetime, 1 year or less of data.
Is that a facet of being alive?
Don't think about the specifics too much. It's like a year or so.
Right. Like, how old are you, Tails? You're still 8, right?
What are you talking about?
You have to be 9 by now, at least. No.
Come back.
Perhaps it is kinder if you don't know.
Oh.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, yeah.
I'm still going.
Right.
It hurts.
It's kinder if you don't know. Is that why she didn't tell Eggman? She didn't want to spook him?
What's your end goal?
Oh.
Oh,
Oh god, here it is.
I'm leaving. Bye, guys.
No. I mean, what do you want to accomplish?
The gull rings
You know,
are part of the.
It's funny. I don't know. It's funny. I don't know. It's so out of place that it's like.
Sometimes I phase through one and say a quippy one-liner to myself in San Francisco. I don't know.
Leading you to disaster.
Play with you some other time.
Stop them too.
You certainly make it sound simple.
Man, watching a postcard-sized stream of Sonic Adventure.
yeah,
wish
that's what I
could have
did.
been there.
It was fuzzy, but you could rewatch it over and over again, which I did.
There would be no
And I was like, "Whoa! I wish I could like make out everything that was happening."
I wish I could make out.
You know, they
When they do announce Sonic Adventure Remake, they should stream it through Real Player at a
I would
postcard
hope
size.
so. You know, they did the same thing with Shenmue. Also streamed it
Oh, yeah.
on Real Player and just as fuzzy, but because it wasn't Sonic, I understood even less of what was happening. I'm like, yeah, that sure is a person walking
Yeah,
slowly through a
understandable.
Japanese village.
history. I have found the most
It's the future of gaming.
It is, yes. But yes, so AJ Frida made a website called the Anti-Sonic Adventure page, in which he explained why the new designs were bad.
Why were they bad?
Oh, I mean, he's just like it. Sonic doesn't look right. It wasn't the most. Wait, what?
Those alliances were purely out of desperation. We're desperate right now. I don't care.
Desperate times call for Desperate Housewives on ABC.
Dun dun dun
Oh
dun.
no, the military's gonna kill Eggman.
The fake military. The military that Eggman envisioned in his mind.
He's like,
Boss, get down. That's an enemy sniper.
it's like finally. Oh no.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Meow.
Does he have to sleep?
It is my function.
That,
I live to
you know, because we are on to 8 days on our officially canonical playthrough or something.
Right.
That's been
like, I'm
more
just,
than 8 days.
like in the digital world. Oh, do you have to sleep?
Maybe he's like injecting himself with like the egg serum that keeps him very active and alert.
I've run into my fair share of spirits who stick around because of their regrets. Sometimes
Me when I've helped spirits.
Other
move
times
around.
they just, stick around forever because,
Sometimes I jump into them and they tell me to go to a train station.
It's just sometimes they go back into an emerald. Sometimes they stay in a haunted house. Sometimes they're just a dude just standing there because they want
yeah, sometimes,
because they didn't get their own medal for flying.
like I was wondering, like, was he lying? Like, was he just a regular dude who wanted me to think he was a ghost? I don't know.
Much more than that. Sonic, it was their very essences.
Whoa, essence.
Their dreams. Everything.
Speak English, nerd.
Do you see the correlation?
In English, 4 eyes.
happened to you, Amy, and Knuckles. I mean, I'm glad you're all intact, but
Why were you all uploaded like that?
Right, they
Oh,
just
well.
like went through a portal instead of going in the chair. How did they get in there? I don't understand.
Don't worry
It,
about
it was the
Okay.
it was the electromagnetic waves. That's what did it.
Man, look at those
I'm
clouds.
happy to report. Oh,
Steven, what's up?
I got a 4096.
Hey.
Whoa, you're becoming a true shotter now.
Yeah.
That's what we call each other, those in the top 7%.
over-
We call ourselves shotter.
Over on Shotter Retro, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little group where we talk about like our best moves, best bounces.
Personally, I like to flick the thing toward the shapes so the numbers go up. That's a good strategy.
Yeah.
To date this even more, we got some other Sonic info that came out recently.
No, we didn't.
For the Wade Show, everyone's new favorite.
Oh, well, wait.
The Wade Show.
Wade Show.
The hot new sensation that's taking over our minds this week. Wade. You know Wade Whipple? Does anyone remember Wade Whipple?
I remember Wade Whipple.
He's pretty cool.
He
He was my favorite part of both movies.
wow. Okay, if he's your favorite part, name every part he's in.
When he answers the phone the first time, when he answers the phone the second time.
He's got it so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at the end of the movie, and he's in the climax.
When he threatens to
right,
gouge
he's
out
there.
Agent Stone's eyeballs with like a spoon or something.
Right. Wasn't he?
No, he was taking his order.
Oh,
To
right.
what do you want on your bagel?
Right. What?
It was very funny.
Wasn't he in one of the Mad Libs we did?
Yes, he was. He was the one of the mad, which explains how he lost his police car in the movie.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't Tails just steal it?
No, because Tails didn't steal it because that was just a regular car. And then they go to see Wade, and then in the Mad Libs thing, it explains that a random kid just stole his police car, so that's why he's just using a scooter in the third act.
Just some random kid. Why wasn't that in the movie?
I mean, did you feel like you were missing something when you watched the movie? Don't answer that.
Oh,
I realized what I was saying as I was
right.
I'm gonna check your fur on that one, David.
Yeah,
But also Kid Cudi's in it, so the music video is now canon too.
Even cyber
yeah,
Honestly, I'm happy he's in it.
right. Wait,
I
so
hope
does
he
that,
gets like an actual role and isn't just like a one-off they're billing.
right? Does that mean that the Kid Cudi verse is what leads into the show, or the music the music video verse? Right, because there's two different versions of. There's three different versions. We talked about this before once.
Oh.
There's the
Because if you go by the credits, Kid Cudi and Dr. Robotnik have an all-out brawl.
They do. Well, in the music video. So it's like, so there's there's the music video verse where it was Speed Me Up and whatever the Kid Cudi song was called.
Stars in the Sky.
Stars in the Sky.
Come on, David.
Yeah, I forget. And then of course I guess the end credits don't feature any musical acts. So I guess that's a separate universe, but very similar to the music video verse. And of course there's the regular film universe, but then there's the novelization verse, which of course the comic book takes place in the novelization verse. But it's not a comic book verse, unless of course they make an ongoing series which contradicts the novels and the movies. But they haven't done that
My
yet.
head hurts. I can't wait for the one comment that's like, how the fuck did they talk about everything but the game? This is the one with the war.
I am excited for the fourth film because it's going to be called Sonic Into the Movie Sonic Movie Verse, and it's just going to be all the different versions
Ooh.
of movie Sonic that we've talked about.
Multiversial Sonic, with Sonic Prime Sonic appearing next to Sonic the Hedgehog.
Uh-huh.
Very different.
Very different.
when all I do is follow
Tails is angry.
He's having an
Cutscene.
existential crisis.
Tails like first Lost World and then Forces. It's like these
Oh, it's
guys
a-
didn't know how to.
It's flashback.
First, this impossible widescreen release of Sonic Adventure, which isn't possible officially. Then the Zeddy.
Uh-oh. But what about those people who took a closer look at the screenshot and are like,
Actually, it has textures from SA1 and SADX in the same shot. What the fuck happened?
yeah, so it's like that's not something that normally happens if you download the mod, the conversion mod.
Guys, I'm telling you, Sonic Adventure Remake. We got that jump scare a few years back when that stuff leaked out, but this time it's real.
That's right.
Well, no, but it's Sonic Adventure Re, but based on that, it's literally just going to be another DX re-release.
Damn right, it's perfect, baby. Sonic Sweep.
But if it's both textures, that means they did go back and replace something.
Selective director's cut, you know.
The producer's cut.
Oh,
This time Izuka actually sat down and just, A/B tested all the textures.
Oh, now we can cross the bridge.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay.
yeah.
Why
there's-
do you go up there?
All we had to do was blast off, and now it's fine.
Oh, but you boosted before. Should have been fine.
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
But it's also funny, but also because you can. We saw earlier that the bridge isn't even that high up. It's just you just jump over, and it's like he doesn't need to do all this.
yeah.
The bridge is out.
The bridge is out.
This took me a couple times. The first,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this took me twice or 3 times. Because because I forgot that the lives, so I got hit like 3 times. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have lives. Oops.
Right. One time I got to the bottom and then I actually landed, but it said, "Oh, you failed." So it didn't go to the cutscene.
Yeah.
It just let me land, and I went.
Me too.
I mean, I'm there. Also, why is this timed in real life, like in the game?
Don't worry about it.
Oh,
It's Sonic's self set expectations he has to meet here. You know.
Yeah.
oh, Sonic, it's
Like, he's
okay
challenging
to
himself.
okay to be slow sometimes. Don't.
No.
It's like, oh god, oh, you did it.
Just made it.
Don't worry. Try number 3. I got it.
I did it. Whoa, what's this?
Looks like a spring.
Push the button.
Boing. I didn't even touch
now-
it.
Now the guy who can fly and can digitally appear anywhere can get over here.
Well,
Wouldn't it be funny if that bridge actually collapsed because I made it move after thousands of years? Ha!
Whoa. Oh, wait. He had to get the Chaos Emerald. We're mean.
Huh. He gives it a look like, is that actually a Chaos Emerald? What did I do to get this? Nothing. But okay.
Guys, I think we should go explore some abandoned islands together. I feel like we'd learn a lot about each other.
okay.
Psych.
But only I can hang out with each of you, and you're each confined to different islands.
Oh.
Are we gonna do cycle across Starfall?
We have to finish the first movie.
Yeah, and I'm not fit enough to ride a bike around, especially over water, so
I'm proud of you.
zap.
Don't forget that.
He died. Oh,
Whoa, that was a crossfade.
that was.
I mean, it
didn't even.
it fades out for that cutscene anyway, but man, I was just like, yeah, what a nice moment. Oh god, Fortress.
You couldn't escape
that was
Fortress.
scary.
That was close.
Oh, he died. He disintegrated. He's exploding. He's about to disintegrate. He's almost. He did it.
Speaking of gears,
Well, here we go.
Speaking of gears,
3-7. We didn't mention the fact that on the previous island, one of the cyberspace levels was already open because of Knuckles.
David,
Yeah.
I can't believe you would join this call and spread falsehoods about Sonic Frontiers.
What do you mean?
This one might be the
I saw that tweet when it went around, and I was like, is it?
Yeah?
And it wasn't even the one in the same spot from the animation. And I think also that guy was like, oh, wait, actually, I messed this up. Never mind. Please disregard these tweets.
What? How did he mess it up?
and then of course,
got it
and
wrong.
he probably didn't delete it because
Oh, you know, then people would never see the correction.
Oh.
Then they'd never see it anyway, though.
Right, you can't see anything
Twitter.
on Twitter anymore. Although apparently, right. Oh, here, let's date it some more. So recently, all of the legacy blue check marks, verified.
Hey, about these check marks, can you guys believe this?
They got rid of them. They're vanished. But apparently, they still all exist. All that was done is that they've been flagged to be invisible.
It sounds like how I would solve a tech problem,
grown so close. How about helping me
which is to say, not good.
Right. I've decided there should only be one verified user on Twitter, and that should be the person who wrote the Human Torch song in the 1990s.
Flame on.
Fantastic.
And on and on and on.
Yeah, because I think of all human culture, that is the one thing that will live on. Like thousands of years when Sonic goes to the Earth Islands, that's the one thing that'll be in cyberspace.
will you go back to the Christmas Islands though?
That was a loop.
Sonic Hedgehog.
Like the moment that the games decide to rev like like they're like scratching the real deep cuts once they officially reference Christmas Island and something.
Till then, they're cowards.
Yeah,
Right.
well, yeah, because this game got in the Eggman diaries because they specifically reference South Island and West Side Island, which I think is like the first time in like minus those original instruction manuals where that's actually been referenced.
I guess it is. Is it?
In
Huh.
in dialogue, maybe.
I know for
Yeah,
sure in dialogue,
at
but
least.
even in like other stuff, like I can't remember any time like Sega or other like media things actually referred to those as South and West Island.
Man, I can hear David thinking on this one. I like it.
Right. I mean, right. You're talking about just in games?
Well, no, like honestly, in media in general, because other than those
media
original
in
instruction
general.
in those original instruction, other than those original instruction manuals, I can't remember any other reference to that. Like even like the comics, I don't think.
Are
directly
you sure
referenced.
like they don't mention South and West Side Island in like either Genesis or Genesis of the Hero
I
for
think
Archie?
Genesis of a Hero might have, but that's been a while. That's been a while since I read that. So
Right. I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Archie.
sure they mention locations in those, and then
Said I was just a follower.
I feel like it's been a while since I've read them too, but
I wanted to argue.
But yeah, it is weird. Yeah, because it's like we're just so used to that being like those names being like very ancillary material that seeing it like officially to like said in dialogue is like, oh, like that those actually are real places. It's not just a name that somebody made up like on a piece of paper.
well technically everything in
Every-
Sonic
I
is
know,
a
I
name
know,
that
you-
was
you
made
know
up
what
on
I
a piece of paper.
You know what I mean?
Well, actually.
I mean, like I'm talking about something say like Never Lake.
That's pretty accurate.
Never Lake.
And I'm aware
Right. I'm not.
there's no physicality to it.
In Archie, like, it takes a really long time before anyone ever goes to Never Lake. The Sonic CD adaptation is not at Never Lake.
To put their spirits into?
Silver doesn't Silver live
Hypothesis.
near a Never Lake? And he's like, whoa.
We're at a
That I don't know.
Does he?
It's hard to say how.
Yeah, in the pre-reboot when Silver is just in the bad future, and Mammoth Mogul is like, hey, you need to go back in time and stop all this from happening.
Mammoth Mogul.
And they
That's
show
yeah,
Little
I
Planet.
never, yeah.
You haven't
Yeah,
ever read you the comics. The comic
Yeah,
Sonic.
I don't remember them referencing CD and Never Lake, so I'd have to go back and check that again
It's,
too.
yeah, it was I think Sonic Universe where Silver's
Yeah,
like,
the
"Oh, I
Silver
gotta
Saga.
go."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
Tails.
and then he does it.
Can you tell if there's anything special about
Oh, he's gonna ask. Does he know about the ruins?
I can't be sure without a
He doesn't know. Never mind.
Oh,
Never mind. He doesn't know what zap means.
data retention after all these
Sorry, Tails. You let us down, but sorry.
maps are so accurate.
right. Fleetway never mentioned the island
To
name.
mention the way they can imprint the map data directly into the user's mind. It's hard enough explaining yourself to your peers, let alone some long-distance
Right.
civilizations.
Yeah. Too bad they can't give us all the answers to the island's mysteries.
All of them.
You're right, though. It's pretty amazing to have a civilization based on brain power.
Brain power, civilization. Let's go.
Yeah, this whole experience gave me a kind of clarity.
Oh,
Character development.
All over.
when this is all over, I'm going to, not talk to you for a while.
Potential, I always fall back on you.
And then
I'm
talk
gonna-
about you immediately in the next Tales.
That's right.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
to the
home,
Shadowverse.
turn on my
And I'll-
computer, get Amy on the phone, and we're gonna talk about you.
Grew up on
And they're all gonna hang out on a train to celebrate her birthday.
Yeah.
Are you saying I outpaced you?
Yeah, don't push it.
That's a
What?
good.
Sonic,
That's a good delivery of that. That.
please don't point your very pointy fingers at my eyes.
New heights, partner.
Partner, right?
Don't-
So Tails, you should like follow Sonic around while he's running. Could you do that? Are you not?
No.
No. That's what that handshake means. It's like, yeah, Tails isn't gonna just have Tails follow Sonic. Come on.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, no, no.
Oh,
Wait,
oh,
no.
oh,
Hold up.
oh,
We're here.
oh. Oh.
A family born of love.
Where are we?
Memories drifting by in the moonlight.
What are they laughing about?
Beautiful moments.
Oh, it's so sad.
Eric.
Remember the moments. All the ones from back then. Oh,
Remember when
I remember all these times from a few hours ago.
remember when my dad yelled at me and then he was like, "Good job."
They could
I
have.
know that they cut some things short. They really couldn't have just had a shot in a lab somewhere of him. Like one new shot.
When you shot, they could have had him making her shoes.
Like that just happened.
Right? They could have done it. Be like, remember when I made you shoes because I went. You should have shoes.
And I don't like your feet, but I made you shoes. Why didn't they
He's the
just
Duke
not
now.
do this? We didn't need it.
It would have been funny if you found out like she's been there the entire time. They flashed through every Sonic game.
She's been there. Yeah, that'd be great.
She was holding the gun for Maria. I'm
no.
the real Robotnik daughter.
Oh no! Oh god, that would be it. That would be it.
Oh,
She's
was
the
the-
reincarnation of Gamma.
she was the queen of Celion. Anyway,
Oh.
pinball.
You explored the island. I studied the door. We are not the same.
How do we open it?
See that switch next to the door?
Pinball.
That Switch, that Nintendo Switch.
Stored in your body.
The Asians played pinball, guys.
You gotta play.
It's so hot in this room.
You should turn
You
the fan
know,
on.
You know that part in Jump Up Superstar when Pauline sings "I'm flipping the switch" on a game that's on the Nintendo Switch? Like, you get it?
Hmm.
It's like the rawest line in any song.
You could turn
TBH.
it- Oh,
It reminds me of the normal mode playthrough credit song for this game where they go, I'm playing the station.
whoa! Why does it look like a bumper? Is that symbolic?
The ancients loved playing pinball.
This will
yeah.
be important later.
Oh man! Okay, we're doing this. We're doing pinball. Okay, so guys,
It fucks me up so hard that they got fucking Hero, the guy who made all the fucking awesome like arcade Sega tracks for like Outrun, Fantasy Zone, Space Harrier, to finally come in to work on Sonic mainline and do this track that basically sounds like it was made back then and kicks ass.
yeah.
For this,
So that,
all the times they needed classic Sega Sonic music, this is the first time that they're like, yeah, let's bring him in.
all right, they could have
Why?
brought him in for Sonic 4. They could have brought him in for Generations.
Horses.
They could have brought him in for Horses.
I mean, I'm not complaining that it's here. It's quite a nice song.
Mm-hmm.
But what the heck?
Oh man, I really wish this board had anything else going on with it.
Ah. And then that happens and there's nothing you can do.
Like, there should be a... I mean, even the pinball board in, like, Mania Plus is better, because there's, like, at least something else happening.
Yeah,
And- and the-
if it wasn't for the stupid like the amount you have to get, and it's like, oh, literally the only way to actually do it is you have to get the multiplier, but the only way to get the multiplier is without losing the balls. But it's actually really easy to lose the balls because of how this is designed.
Yeah.
And it's like
I really don't find it that bad.
I didn't until this most recent playthrough where I was stuck here for like 15 minutes because it just kept falling to the sides. And I was like, if I could at least earn a ball,
Right.
you know, along the way, like a ball.
We need Donnie.
All
You
right.
need Donnie, first of all.
Right.
The other thing, what tripped me up, I'm sorry,
No,
just
go on.
I had the points. I had enough points on my most recent playthrough. I couldn't hit up to the top for it to finish the level, and then I fell down and lost all my points and had to start over.
That's rude.
But yeah, it's not that bad.
What-
I just,
I think it's
I just
bad.
wish there was like another part of the table to go up to.
There
right?
should be.
Like,
They should have just put the
Pinball?
entirety of Spinball in here.
well, let's not get great. I mean, we still want it to be good.
it's needlessly it's needlessly tedious and mundane.
I think
That's
they
what
could
it
have put toxic caves and made it easier. And
honestly,
there.
literally, just if you did I mean, like all the cyber stages, repeating the state, like just have this be a 1-to-1 recreation of toxic caves. And yeah, there you go. Like people would love it because it'd be, oh my god, it's a Spinball reference. And then yeah, it'd be much faster to beat than this.
They do want to acknowledge Spinball these days, officially.
Right.
It's like in Japan, those are that artwork.
Yeah, and yeah, Spinball is canon, so
No, it's not.
Is it?
It's such a lie.
Is it? Oh,
you could have Sonic
Ian's
go,
wrong.
hey, I remember doing this. I remember being here before.
I don't know how Spinball's canon. I know that's what Ian said. I know apparently that's what the lore team has decided, but it's Sonic Spinball. It's a Sad AM game.
Don't worry about it.
it's a sad AM game, literally.
It is literally
Don't worry about it.
right.
It's fine.
Look at Sonic. Look at Robotnik. Look at the fact it's on Mobius. It's on
The Freedom Fighters.
Is Dr. Robotnik's Beam Machine canon?
Well,
Because
would
if that isn't canon, then I'd be like, okay, like if you're gonna make Spinball canon, at least make that one canon too.
Wait, what if
yeah.
when SOP, otherwise known as Sonic Origins Plus, comes out, and they edit the sprites in Spinball to make them congruent with the classic era games? Like classic actual game Eggman and all that stuff. All the Sad AM characters are gone. They're replaced with our lovable friends, Tails, Amy, Knuckles. They rewrite history. Would you be okay with Spinball being canon then?
Well, if they don't call if Sonic isn't traveling to another planet on an airplane, then sure.
Right, and they're not
Oh, is
Chaos
that how the
Emeralds
game
he's
starts?
collecting.
That's the Japanese manual's description for it.
Oh, well, they disregard the Japanese manuals now as part of Origins. We're fine. We can just rewrite all this stuff, guys. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
That is the thing. I've been thinking about the Sonic Origins cutscenes, and I've decided I have issues with the one that's between Sonic 1 and CD. You know,
The one where the seventh emerald flies in to hang out with the gang.
like because what it's doing is saying, hey, Sonic the Hedgehog, here is a vision. I mean, one, it does contradict the actual in-game ending where they just fly and disappear and it's very quick, and the animation, it's like, oh, everything like freezes and slows and it's dark, and the emeralds are giving Sonic this grand vision of the future. And I'm like, why? It makes, like, the idea of Sonic the Hedgehog is kind of just like a regular guy who happens to be fast. And in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, we get like the first hint that, oh, you know, maybe he's part of some sort of prophecy, but it doesn't really matter. Like, Sonic isn't actually, you have a grand destiny that you must fulfill. That's not really what's going on with Sonic. He's just the guy who loves adventure. And that cutscene is like the Chaos Emeralds go, here's something that's so important for you to know, and that you have to go to this place, and that you have to fulfill these things. And I'm like, that doesn't feel Sonic-y. What happens in Sonic and Knuckles in the Hidden Palace Zone, like, that should be the first hint that, hey, maybe Sonic has some sort of greater destiny. And even then, it's not like, I don't like it. It doesn't feel right to me.
I mean, in
it-
the grand scale of the Sonic the Hedgehog timeline, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is like, what, a week after Sonic 1? Does it really matter if he gets that prophecy then? Devil's Advocate?
David,
Yes.
how do you feel in general about them rewriting things at all? Because like the intro to Sonic 2 is not the same.
No, it's not.
as it is in the manual.
It-
Sorry, I should specify the intro and origins for Sonic 2 is not the same.
Right, the intro of 2, like, it's fine for it's the convenience of expediency, right? You have 30 seconds to tell a thing. The actual Sonic
Right.
2 manual origin, like, you need at least a couple minutes, and right, because you would need to see Sonic landing, and then he's running around, and then you see Tails, and he's like off kind of looking at Sonic. And at first Sonic's like, whatever, but then he's like, oh, you know, okay, I'll let you follow me around, but then I'll speed off and do a thing. And then you would have Tails looking around, and then he finds the tornado and he gets really excited and realizes it's Sonic's. But then you would have to see like the pillar of flame shoot up from somewhere and realize that Eggman's there. It's a lot of stuff that you need to do where you only have 20 seconds.
Yeah,
and it's
you-
like, I
you-
get
you-
it.
yeah, it's
you're,
like you-
you're
in order to do-
simplifying it, you're cutting it down, but I don't think that makes it the better story. I think the manual still is the better story for introducing the idea of Sonic and Tails and how they meet.
Also, in order to do all that, yeah, you would need like at least a 10-minute like a 10-minute like little episode.
10 minutes.
That's
I don't know if you need 10 minutes, but
I don't think you need
no,
10.
but you
We want 10 minutes, baby. Let's go.
I wouldn't mind, like, having 10 minutes would be interesting, but maybe at that point you are stretching out a bit too much. It just... The original Japanese manuals do have a simplicity to them that... And a certain, like... Man, I'm trying to think of, like, the way to describe it. It is... Their simplicity is part of it, but it's like the way they're presented, the way they're open-ended, like something is sort of lost in the translation from the manuals to the animations in Origins. I like the fact that you can play through all the games at once. It is something that I wanted to do since I was a child, be able to play all the main Sonic games in order and it feel like one long saga of Sonic.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah, but I wish, like, the cutscenes that they didn't go, okay, so this is it, and the old stories don't matter. They should complement the old stories, not erase them.
Recalculating.
And there's just a lot of, like, I guess we're going to erase things and make it, like, even the idea that Sonic and Eggman meet for the first time in Sonic 1 is, I don't like that. Something is lost. The idea that Sonic and Eggman fought before, but we don't know how and we don't know why. Like the fact we don't know anything about Sonic and his family, like who are his parents. He was born on Christmas Island, but what's that mean? It's not even like... Sonic is partial, like there are mysteries that float out there that we don't need answers to. Just the fact that things are the way they are. And
Right. It's kind of where we landed at with with the Chaos Emerald backstory in this game, right? Like, you know now that they come from space, but that's not the entire story of the Chaos Emeralds. Like, who even knows at that point, right?
Right, because it still
Like,
doesn't...
it erases some mystery, but it actually kind of introduces some more at the same time. So it's like, okay.
Right, because it doesn't explain why are the Chaos Emeralds attracted to the Master Emerald when they're on two different planets. It still doesn't explain, like, the connection to the special stages. I still think the special stages are some sort of alternate dimension and doing whatever, and like I'm into.
Or, bro, what if?
Yeah.
Put on your thinking hat.
Uh-huh.
I gotta give credit. I saw Link Gable tweet this the other day. What if all the special stages were just cyber stages, bro? Think about it. Huh?
Nah,
I'm thinking about it.
I mean, what if though?
yeah.
You know,
Well, hold on to what if, but
Hold on to what if.
What if?
I don't know. There's something about that also because, like in Frontiers,
It feels like Frontiers muscles in too much on the rest of the series.
Yeah, because then it's like, wait, if that's cyberspace, then how did you get to cyberspace? Because cyberspace isn't active, it's dormant. Does that mean the End has been watching you forever? Also, that would mean that the End is aware that Sonic and all of his other friends can go in and out of cyberspace, and it wouldn't be a new thing that is introduced as a new thing in this game, where the End finally has hope for escaping. Like, all of that gets thrown out if you do that.
Yeah, because like
Rest in peace, that
we already
theory.
we already know
Sorry,
that.
sorry,
we
I'm
already know that
ruined
the
your dreams.
we already know that the other characters can escape the special stages whenever they want. So why couldn't they do it here?
Yeah.
They're really tired.
And this is the first bonus stage from Spagonia.
Damn right it is.
Yeah, I remember that this one gave me it gave me a lot of trouble at first, like when I played it in Unleashed, but then I was like, oh, then I figured it out and I could do it no problem.
Music here goes hard.
I still like to
Oh.
die.
Tweet.
Oh, like that in this game.
Like if these are so weird. They're really
that.
trippy because they're designed like how how it's designed in this game is different than how the ones in Unleashed are. So it's like it's not exactly right. So they're very finicky.
Well, not to mention that the controls are
Yeah.
different. So
The controls, the physics, it is funny that all the cyberspace levels are like, hey, what if boost, but worse.
Okay, I'm listening.
I would argue that this cyberspace level is better than the one in Unleashed because here you can stop on a dime whenever you want. But in
Yeah.
Unleashed, like you just keep going whenever you want to stop.
That's what Sonic does. He goes
Sonic
forever.
could.
Maybe it's because I'm so used to that, so that this just still feels worse to me.
Right.
Because I went
Maybe
through and
it's-
got all the
it's-
trophies in Unleashed last year, and going back to this level in particular, I spent like 20 or 30 minutes hitting my head against the stage. And
Really?
granted, part of the issue was that I was just getting a lot of frame dips on the stage and a lot of missed inputs. Send tweet on the meme, haha. But I was having a lot of issues through the stage, and I was like, oh my god, I don't remember this being that bad on 360. Oh my god, what the hell? And then I got here, and I was like, oh, it's kind of fun now. Being able to stop and not fly out because I boosted
Yeah.
accidentally, and I just went flying 3 miles away. Actually helps the stage a lot, as it turns out.
I guess.
That's rank.
I mean, I agree
You
that
gotta go back and
is
replay
fun.
Unleashed and get this level again and go, oh my god.
I think maybe I should. It's been a while since
Yeah.
I did revisit Unleashed a couple years back. I didn't finish it. I need to go back and refinish it.
Yeah, I want to play all through Unleashed again. Been a while.
All right, let's all race through Unleashed live on stream.
Yo,
Oh, we could do that.
It's only what, 20 hours, 15 hours?
Right, we don't need to sleep. That could be. We could raise money for ourselves. And
ourselves.
Yeah, the FTCR Charity Foundation.
yeah.
Also, I think this this is just regular chemical plant from Generations.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, it's like
Man.
when you see like the regular like chemical plant or Sky Sanctuary assets or Green Hill assets being used in like an actual like an actual way, then you're like, okay, this is a like a taking from that actual level rather than from SA2 or Unleashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I would have fucked with a Red Mountain level in this game, though. Just gonna say it.
ooh,
Yeah, like have one of them be the Windy Valley end section. That'd be cool. I'm just going
I thought
down
I was
the
gonna say the beta level. and I was
or
gonna be
beta,
like, "Oh."
yeah.
Just throw that one out there and watch the fan base just melt.
Whoa! 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 Oh, you
I did it.
Okay, maybe the boost is good for something in here.
That was real. That was dangerous, but you made it.
I'm a bit of a Sonic gamer. What can I say?
Whoa, gaming.
Oh, he's just standing there menacingly.
He's a spider. Look at it. He's like a spider.
He's like, hey,
Hey.
what's up? Hey. I can't believe it.
Don't worry, I spurred him into action.
Right.
Meow.
He could have been doing that before. He could have just been walking in a circle over and over, you know, like doing cool skater things to tease, of course, the super game Jet Set Radio 3, right?
the super game.
The super game.
Super game.
That's what it's right. Oh.
It's weird with this, right? Like, obviously, God, the names. Wyvern, the second island one. He can fly around. That's fine. Higanto, they kind of walk away. That's fine. This guy, I am on record liking that they introduced each boss in a certain way. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe they could have waited to introduce this one until you could fight him. Because him just kind of standing there is, well, they can't have him chase you around the island. That got to be a nightmare to make and play. But I mean, something. I don't know.
Well, right.
Let's kick the shit out of him.
He could have poked his head out and went, "Hey there, I'm gonna be the third. I'm the third Titan you gotta fight. Okay, bye."
I liked your vibe.
Bwah, we destroyed it.
Oh, for half a
Oh, the armor went kaput.
it did explode. For half a second, I thought he was gonna become Darkspine Sonic. Or not a
Oh,
Dark Spine.
Super.
I mean Excalibur Sonic. Sorry, I got
that'd be
my
sick.
storybooks confused because he's like wearing the thing, and I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be gold now. He's gonna
Yeah, and
be
he's fighting a guy
Excalibur
with
Sonic.
fighting a guy with a giant sword. And he's,
Yeah.
and
If
he's
someone
literally a
can
knight.
make that mod, oh man, that'd be sick. All right, now you stand there and let me charge this up, okay?
Beyblade,
Okay.
go! Nope.
Dude, if that was a Beyblade, could you imagine the Bit Beast in that thing? Holy shit. Like and share this video if you know what a Bit Beast is.
I forget if we mentioned it in the other parts, but yeah, that literally is the forces together timing
Yeah,
thing.
Right, so
it's messed up.
so Beyblade, it's like a thing, and they spin and they hit each other while they're spinning.
Yeah, that's the one you did. They're
Yeah.
spinning, and it's whichever one stops first loses.
Right. Okay, so when I was a child, Beyblade didn't exist, but I had a game that was my mother's game when she was a child. It was called Battling Tops, and it was basically, okay, there's two spinning tops, and you have them spin in a thing, and then they hit each other, and the one that falls first loses.
Yeah.
But it didn't have an anime connected to it.
I was about to say, now imagine that with an anime
Yeah,
behind
so
it.
spinning tops have been a thing for like ever.
That's right. I once span a top.
Beyblade was actually kind of sick though. You could get all the different parts, customize like the layers to give it more weight or more speed, so it's
Ooh.
spin longer, right?
Okay.
I see Beyblade still in stores now, and I'm like, I'm kind of glad that's still going because Beyblade was always kind of cool, but not enough people gave it a chance, I think. Anyway, that's my spinning top love for this part.
Beyblade, yeah, Beyblade like was like it was the brief fad like when I was in like elementary school, because it was like oh yeah, Pokemon was the big thing. Then there was like the very brief thing that it was Yu-Gi-Oh, and then it was very briefly Beyblade. I think there was like a couple other things, and then like everything just went. Then it circled back to Pokemon again.
Bakugan, Duel Masters.
Yeah, Bakugan. There you go.
What was Metabots
Fossil
a thing?
For me, it was. I liked Metabots, and honestly, the anime still holds up. I'm a Metabots fan.
Okay. I
Yeah,
remember liking the show Metabots.
yeah, it's still funny. Like, you put that on, it's still like actually a good show.
Wow. Yeah. I did watch some anime, television anime, because it just so happened to coexist with other things, and I went, I guess. Here we go.
Most of my it was pretty much like YTV over here. They would air a bunch of different anime. Like they had I didn't really watch it, but they had like Dragon Ball playing and like this stuff. The one I always Hamtaro was pretty much the only one that I was like, other than Pokemon, that was like, God, this is my thing. And then like whatever was on
Tara's pretty good.
and then whatever was on 4Kids, because like we had 4Kids, so it's like, oh, all of their animes. So like they had like I remember watching like their Pokemon ripoff, a Dinosaur King. That was something being
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh yeah.
The Sega franchise, I think, Dinosaur King.
Oh yeah, wow, that is a Sega thing. They had a show about fighting foods that fight. Don. They had a show about muscling men.
Ultimate Muscle?
Yeah,
Ultimate
Ultimate Muscle. And what wasn't fighting food on? That was the other one. Who's that?
There was Kirby.
Yeah,
was
Kirby, right
Kirby
back
was
at
right
ya. Sonic
Right.
X, of course.
Sonic X was a Sonic. That was an anime.
TMNT 03 wasn't technically an anime, but it felt like it.
Oh no, but it was not an anime. But it was probably the best
And it was the
thing
best
on
thing,
there.
yeah.
Right, because it also it was allowed to do things that they cut out of all the other anime.
Let's go.
Which I thought was funny. It's like, oh, yeah,
was
you're
all-
not allowed to do this thing. Cut it out. Oh,
yeah,
but turtles can.
And it was
'Cause they're
also, because it was, I think it was like one of the few that was like actually made in-house and not like yeah, they took from somebody else. So it's like, playing favorites, I think. Okay, now this is literally just Raiden.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is some Metal Gear Rising bullshit.
Oh man, is Metal Gear Rising part of the Sonic timeline?
It could easily be.
It
Yeah.
feels It feels like the fabrics of the realities may have merged around this point. Yeah,
I still
a
need to
little
play
bit.
every Metal Gear.
Oh, David, you should do that.
Right.
In chronological order.
I could
Yeah,
do
if
it.
you want a
That's what I should
timeline
do. That's what I'll do on the FTCR stream, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So does that mean in chronological order, starting with 3? So not release order, but chronological order?
I think there's something before 3, but yeah, I think there's
What?
something. And then
Is
then
there
some-
something before 3? Well, aren't there also ones that aren't technically canon, but
Yeah.
exist?
Yeah.
Like, do you play
Honestly,
those?
I'd
Do I
say
play
release
Snake's
order.
Revenge? I have Snake's Revenge.
Is that
He's so small. So,
that the NES
yes,
one?
the Snake's Revenge is the NES Metal Gear 2.
Oh, this
yeah?
is
That's not canon.
the cool part. And he cuts it and he falls. and
Rest
it's
in
so
peace.
sad.
Look at him.
God, I never did talking about something else, but it's cool. Okay.
Look, man, Knight's cool and all, but he's not a Beyblade, so whatever.
Right. Yeah, Snake's Revenge.
Ah,
They had a plan. Let's do it. Sonic's like, yeah, they did.
Sonic's like, I wonder if I should put Pepsi in the milk. Oh well.
Oh man, soda milk. Right. So Sonic got a vision of the guy who piloted it before it died, and so when he blew it up, he's like, "Oh hey, I saw this thing. Should I care? I'll fly away."
He has to go to Plot Island, much like we have to go wait a week to talk more about this game.
Okay.
Bye.